Okay, back with you on the Bronx Buzz. I said this was a good news segment, a wonderful segment. And when you see how beautiful this mural is in the borough of the Bronx, you're going to be excited. Let's bring on the executive director of KRVC, Kingsbridge, Riverdale, and Van Cortlandt. It is my buddy, Laura Levine-Pinedo. Always good to see you, Laura.
Hi, Gary. Always great to see you as well.
And along with her, is Mr. Sokol Delaj. Mr. Delaj, you have the corner hair salon, right? Delaj Hair Studios, right next to, around the corner from where KRVC is on 236th Street.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. Laura, anybody who goes onto West 236th Street will walk by and see this absolutely spectacularly gorgeous mural. Let's see, it is called For the Birds. It is by an artist named Nicky Enright. Laura, tell us a little bit about this mural and why does Gary think it's so beautiful?
There's Nicky Enright.
Oh, there's Nicky. Wow, right on time.
Hello.
Hi, Nicky. We're now joined by the artist himself. It is Nicky Enright. So, Laura, let's get going. Tell us about this mural. We're going to talk about it. We're going to show it and everything else.
Yeah, so the mural is called For the Birds. It is by Nicky Enright. We will let Nicky speak a little bit more about how it came to be. Sokol Delaj always had a vision for a mural since he moved into that space. And it was a collaborative work of the three entities to make it happen. And we're just very excited that Riverdale has a community mural that they can appreciate and that they've grown to love.
I think it goes to your credit. You were recently appointed the executive director of KRVC, but I think we're all applauding that.
Oh, thank you.
But Laura, your thing is really to bring people together, and in this case, unstated so far is the Audubon Society, which was squarely behind this. So congratulations for putting it together. I guess in some levels it was an easier thing than some of the other things you work on because you had a lot of people who really wanted to do it.
Right. Well, I do have to give credit to Tracy Shelton. It was a collaborative effort between my predecessor and myself to receive and execute this grant. So Tracy did apply for this grant. She did get it. And then starting in December, I was in charge of the execution, sort of like the project manager. So it was just a no-brainer. I think art just makes everyone happy. It brings everyone together, and it's just really part of our mission and what we represent. And it's beautiful.
I think it changes people's attitudes toward their community, toward the Bronx, et cetera, et cetera. Before we bring in Nicky to talk about the specifics, Mr. Delaj, tell us a little bit about why this was important to you. And I'm assuming you were thrilled about the way it turned out.
Yes, I am. It came out beautiful. So when I got the space, I was like, it's a huge, wall. And I said, let's do something nice. And I talked to Nicky, and he had the idea, and great idea. And it's beautiful. It looks so good. People loved it. And
so you knew Nicky beforehand. In other words, you helped to bring him in. Okay, yes. So now we're gonna go ahead. How do you know him?
He's my customer.
Oh, there you go.
All the talk happened to haircut.
Nicky, your hair looks great. I have to tell you. So then let's get right to it. So here we go. The fifth. Now this is important not only to the Audubon Society but to all of us. I'm reading it right off the plaque that's on the front of it. 15 local birds threatened by climate change. I mean, we could list them all: the blue-headed vireo, the Blackburnian warbler, ruby-crowned kinglet, et cetera, et cetera. Nicky, for you, was this a difficult design to create, or is this something that you deal with all the time, and that is create pictures of birds?
I would say the answer is both. There were parts of it that were easy because I'm an artist that's always making art. And part of it that was difficult. And there was a lot of research that had to go into it. I had to figure out which are the local endangered birds. We actually, with the Audubon Society, made me aware that there's a distinction between endangered, like the legal term, and under threat. And so these birds are under threat, and we're trying to keep them from actually being endangered. So the plaque originally said 15 endangered birds, and then we changed it to 15 local birds threatened by
climate change. Listen, the third largest park in the city of New York is Van Cortlandt Park, which is not too far away. So I'm going to add my own editorial here. If you agree with the mission of this mural, then we've got to support Van Cortlandt Park, because that's where a lot of these birds have a better chance to live and survive, et cetera, et cetera.
Absolutely.
Nicky, talk a little bit about the painting of it. Now, do you do murals generally? Do you work in this large canvas all the time, or was this really something kind of special for you?
This was very special and on many levels, but I have a history of mural painting. One of my collaborators for this mural was Nils Folke Anderson, and Nils and I used to make a living painting murals many, many years ago. And for many years, we actually painted murals all the time. But that's been years ago. I now make my living as an art educator. I teach at Riverdale Country School. I teach art. And so I only do murals once in a while when the stars align. You know, I'm not looking for mural projects usually. Mural projects are very challenging in many, many ways. So the only way that I would want to get involved in a mural project is when the stars all align, and there are a lot of stars that need to align. And this is a perfect example where the stars really did align beautifully so that we could do this project right.
Explain what the stars align. So that would be, number one, an organization that supports it. And also, we assume a social organization like the Audubon Society is doing it for the right reasons. So it's not like just, hey, make us a nice picture. It's like, really, let's do something.
The first star that needs to align is the actual site for the mural. Okay. And that was Sokol Delaj, who was like, when, you know, I've been his client since before he moved to this new major upgrade, beautiful beauty salon of his, when he was in a small space on 238th Street. And so when he moved, the first star aligned because he said, check out this wall I have. Why don't you paint a mural on there? So that's star number one.
That was number one. I would love to have been there while you're sitting on the chair getting your hair cut and getting your hair dealt with when he said, oh, by the way, you know, well, that was an historic moment, somewhat of an historic moment. Sokol, let's just talk a little bit about how it turned out, because now when you open the door for your place and, of course, just look around the corner, you have this beautiful site. Just your impressions of it. How did it come out? What do you think?
I love it every day. Like between customers, I go outside and I enjoy it so much. I love nature and I love birds. And
there we go.
Yep. So it's so beautiful. I'm so proud of Nicky. He delivered exactly what he said. You know, at first I'm like, he showed me a picture, the idea of it. I was like, oh no, I don't think it's gonna come out like this. You know, it looks so good. And it came out exactly what he showed me, and I love it when people love it, and it's really nice.
Yeah, and it really enhances the neighborhood. Laura, I guess it goes to you to start talking about the actual effect on it for the business district. You're obviously concerned not only with this one block where KRVC's offices are, but all of Riverdale. But talk to me about what it does for a business district to have this kind of mural right there.
So yes, I must say that Sokol, we are proud to say that Sokol Delaj is part of our board here at KRVC.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned that to me.
Yes. Yeah. And we were the recipient of a grant through New York City Small Business Services. And part of this grant was beautification. And so KRVC had pitched the mural to SBS. They loved it. So without their support, KRVC would not have been able to be part of this mural and to fund it on the level that we did. We recently just graduated a few weeks ago from our grant. And, you know, many different organizations had murals as well. And this was citywide, 5 boroughs, right. Members of the merchant organizing grants, they traveled to Riverdale to see this mural. And they're looking at it and they are just their breaths were taken away by this. When I was presenting it, there was just gasps in the audience. So it's really, really great and really special. I think this, you know, it beautifies our neighborhood for sure. The goal of beautification has been accomplished thanks to Nicky and his team, and also to Sokol for advocating for this mural from the beginning. Yeah. And I just think that it just makes the community thrive. Like I think people are proud to see this mural. And I think it's the first thing that I've seen in a long time, because there's such divide right now that people from different religions, different races, different backgrounds.
Who could not like that? Yeah.
They come and they take pictures, and it's right outside my office door. So I'm constantly seeing this. And it's just the most beautiful thing that I think has come to Riverdale.
And you see it every time you walk out of your office. You're going to hate me for asking you this question, Laura. Does it like the lessons learned here make you say, hey, wait a minute, maybe I ought to find another wall space somewhere in the community? And then Nikki's going, oh no. Please.
I've already called. No, so KRVC gets so many calls and emails.
Really?
Put it in Spite and Dival. Put this in Woodlawn. Put this here. Put this there. And I just think it's a testament to the beauty of collaboration, right? Where one of us, like, obviously Nicky is a talented artist. Sokol is an entrepreneur. KRVC is an organization locally here that boosts the community. But I think collectively, when different entities come together, beauty is made. And
there you go. I have to mention we did another segment last week about the mural that was done over by the Friendly Fridge on Manhattan College Parkway. And the same kind of thing. They brought a lot of elements together, not exactly like this, and they got a mural done. Nicky, I guess I'm going to ask you a similar question. Like, what's next? What are you working on? Oh, and by the way, you're calling in from Europe somewhere?
Yeah, I'm in Switzerland right now. I'm in
Zurich.
Yeah, I'm visiting my son. He's over there reading a book.
Oh, okay.
Hello, Sayan.
There you go. So from an artistic standpoint, another mural? You working on anything of interest?
I'm not working on another mural, but I'm working on a solo show.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, that's great. It's wonderful that you put your. There you go. We like love, and we like families, and so
yes, me too. So, and I guess right now I'm working on a show for a gallery of a bunch of huge drawings that I've been making for the last 2 years or so, which are kind of like murals too. But this was a huge challenge. We painted it over 8 days in a heat wave. Me, Nils Folke Anderson, Olubala Williams.
You got it done.
Team of 6 interns. We got it done.
There you go. We're going to run out of time. I just, Sokol, just give us the address of your great, wonderful place, and let's get people in there. So go right ahead.
3545 Riverdale Avenue.
There you go. And right around the corner is the mural.
Yes, I want to thank Laura very much and KRVC and getting the community better and better. So
we are going to run out of time. So I'm just going to say, Laura, this is a guarantee. This is not the last time I'm going to call you and say, hey, let's do something cool on the Bronx Buzz.
And we will have a community ribbon cutting in September. So
in September. So we'll look for that. Maybe
BronxNet. Cut that ribbon.
Yeah, maybe BronxNet will come out and cover it. That'd be wonderful.
Listen,
Laura from KRVC, Sokol Delaj from Delaj Hair Studios, and Nicky Enright, thank you so much for joining us. And that will do it for the Bronx Buzz. We will say thank you also to Karen Yee from WNYC in Gothamist, who was with us in our first segment. And, if the curtain don't fall and the creek don't rise, I will be back next week. Good night.